Peace and blessings, family. My name is Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys today about the signs again, signs of the zodiac. And the last one we did Leo, so this one we're gonna do Virgo now. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna get right into it. So, what um what is Virgo the Virgin all about? Well, Virgo is an Earth sign, and we know from if you watch previous videos or if you just know about the four elements in general, you know Earth deals with um, the Earth element deals with practicality, stability, security, organization, etc. And then the element, um, not the element, but the modality is mutable. And we know that mutable also means changeable. And if something's changeable, that means go from, it can go from one point to the next or see things from uh, one or more different perspectives. And so, in a nutshell, you get Virgo, which is mutable Earth, which is a sign of people who are able to um, see other people's views and perspectives on ways of being practical, secure, and stable within their own lives. Is one way to look at it. There's many multiple interpretations. There's many multiple interpretations that could be used, but we just stick with that one. And if I remember correctly, I think the body part that Virgo rules is the Virgo deals with the nervous system, kind of like the root, like the root of the spine, which is why Virgos tend to deal with a lot of anxiety and nervousness because they deal with the nervous system. Anyway, the planetary ruler the planetary ruler of Virgo is also the same. Planetary ruler for the sign of Gemini, which is Mercury. And like we explained in the Gemini video, Mercury is Mercury is ruled by. I mean, Mercury isn't ruled by. Mercury deals with our rational mind, our thinking mind, and the mind which is responsible for our intellect and being intellectual. But it also deals with being analytical as well, and that's the more analytical and organizing side of Mercury is like the that's where the that's where Virgo gets those traits and tendencies from, is the more analytical side of Mercury and organizational side, which is why and then knowing this, you can kind of see why Virgos tend to be very attention to detail, very organized, and very can I very, and just very oriented towards being detailed. And then well, I'll scrap that. But then knowing that, you can kind of see why when it comes to the earth signs, and not even just the earth signs, but more so just out of all the signs in general, the zodiac. This is why Virgo is known as Virgo is known as the organizer, and this is why Virgo is known as the organizer, and the we'll just stick with the organizer. I don't want to, yeah, because because not only are they able to see it from, not only are they able to not only are they able to see other people, not only are they receptive to and able to see other people's ways of being, practical, secure, and stable, um, which can come through being analytical. They when they also take those other ones in, it helps them become more organized and more sufficient and efficient within their lives. Is another way to look at it, I guess. And so because, and then to explain another thing, which is why Virgos can probably be, any sign can be control freaks, but Virgo can definitely be, well, any of the earth signs can definitely be uh, control freaks. Not to say that they're the only signs, but they're just the ones that's most susceptible to it because they deal with that which is tangible most of the times. And if it can't make sense or anything, then and it's not if something doesn't make sense or isn't really practical that they're experiencing, they're gonna want to try to control. They want to try to control it to make it make sense. But anyway, that's subjective. Don't even know why I put that in here. But anyway, going back to Virgo. Since we know Virgo is a that's what I meant to say when I was talking about control freaks. Okay, since we know that Virgo is a sign that likes to be organized and clean, very analytical, and at the same time, because that's another thing I forgot to add too, because Virgo is also analytical. This is also one of the reasons why they're so critical, because of being analytical, and something don't look, you know, clean, organized, neat. Usually, you're gonna see that critical side of Virgo come out, regardless of whatever that may be um, regardless of whatever that may be pertaining to. Okay, now this is a control freak part. This is what I want to say. And because they have that tendency to be analytical, organized, and critical, when things aren't like that, um, that's where the more the that's like where the nervousness and anxiety will start to kick in because things are not organized, things aren't structured, things aren't stable or making sense. Did I say organized? Well, I'll say it again. Things aren't organized, so naturally, when things aren't organized, um, specifically in the physical, because Virgo's the earth sign, this will lead to Virgo to the nervousness and anxiety that the Virgo, what's the word I'm looking for? Would derive from these kind of experiences will cause them to want to control the situation so that they can make it organized and stable again, to make it neat again. And when that can't happen, it'll start to become very overwhelming. And then so with what I was saying that there's always a solution to it, and it's not so much to and that's usually when I talk about the solution, I usually bring in oppositions because people who on a higher level people know that opposites not only attract but they also bring balance. And so what was I going to say? The sign that can teach Virgo like the most lessons or help out Virgo the most, like always, the opposing sign can always help out the sign that it's opposed. The opposing sign can always help out and balance the sign that it's opposing. And so this is the sign of, and this will be, the opposing sign of Virgo will be the sign of the dreamer, and the dreamer, and the the idealist, and the most compassionate sign in the zodiac, which is Pisces. And we know that Pisces, since it's like mutable, we'll get to that when we talk about Pisces. But since we know that Pisces deals with water, and we know that water likes to go with the flow, this is a sign that can tell. Sometimes this right here is a sign that'll tell Virgo. People that have this sign can tell people that are Virgos that sometimes some things just are out of your control, and some things do fall apart. Something better is going to come in, or maybe that was good, but it served its purpose, and now it's time to bring something new in. And other ways to look at it is that, and it's multiple ways to look at it, but the main thing here is that, for every, earth signs like to deal with keeping things stable, secure, and organized and routine. And water signs go with the flow, and accept change. They accept changes as they are, circumstances as they are most of the time, are able to adapt to them instead of trying to control them. And so the main thing with like the water the water and fire sign axis when it comes to the oppositions with the signs is that the water signs will teach them the water signs can teach the earth signs to learn how to go more with the flow and to just allow some things to just unflow naturally instead of always trying to control when there doesn't need to be any control or when it's time to let go of control. And on the other end with earth signs, since water signs like to go with the flow and usually are mutable by default because the element in itself is mutable. But anyway, earth signs can learn how to earth signs can teach water signs how to become more stable with their waters regardless of which water sign it is, how to make them become more secure with their emotional state. And in a way of explaining this, and like a way of explaining this is like a way of explaining this is like, say it's a Taurus talking with Scorpio. I won't really get too much into any of the signs, but just like when you bring say 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 any waters. Say, well, let's say like let's say like scorpionic water. Scorpio represents type of water I'm talking about already. So say you've got like a raging water. Now you bring like the stability of Taurus to the raging waters of Scorpio. What is that going to do? It's going to teach Scorpio how to calm those waters. I know I'm not talking about Scorpio and Taurus here, but Virgo and Pisces, but it's ultimately the same thing. And that just means that it basically just means that they're going to teach them how to become more. Basically, what the dream, whether it's with like intuition, dreams, or creativity and imagination, the earth signs will be able to help. The earth signs in one way or another will be able to help the water signs. Bring that into existence in one way, because Earth deals with the physical. With that, I can go to other videos. But yeah, I think I got the point across. And if you guys like this video, that's cool. If you got some feedback and want to add something, that's also cool. Always willing to listen. Always willing to listen, take in things. Always learning. And with that being said, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Love you guys. You guys have a good afternoon. Peace.